Tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio, dropping knowledge in the studio you already know.
Thank you for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. And I'm going to let the gang go first because I'm a shepherd.
Yes, you already know. The great shepherd, the great host, the Lord of hosts, they call it. Oh, I don't even mean to take that out. No, don't take. I'm just joking around. This is your man, Ronnie Ron.
And what's up, y'all? The new Jordan era, baby. I'm back, baby. Let's go. Let's get to work.
This is Prince Shepherd Hakeem about to serve you a plate. We got an interesting.
Yeah, we already passed Thanksgiving. We still sold me a plate. I'm still hungry. Go ahead.
Hey, we're gonna go in tonight, people. We're gonna go in tonight. And for a lot of y'all who's not ready for it, ladies, go home. Go home. Fellas, if you're a homosexual, stay home too. You feel me? Because this topic here, our brother New Jordan era, who's steady hitting championships more than any era I've ever seen. And we about to get it in. Jordan, I'm gonna let you lead off with this, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go, people. So, hey, people, I got an interesting topic, and I feel like it will help the men. It can definitely help the women too. So I feel like for both, we could get a better understanding to it. And this is a new topic that I'm still learning as well, that I found out. So the topic for tonight is we're gonna get into the femininity. And we're going to really get into the details, and we're going to really, really break it down into two types of femininity. We're going to talk about the divine femininity, and we're going to talk about the dark femininity. And with dark femininity, I heard this from shout out to April Masons. She was I believe she was a dating counselor for the last 10 years, and she's finally retired. And she was on the Lead Attorney's channel on YouTube. Shout out to Lead Attorney. And she was talking about, what she's did, breaking it down about the modern women. And she also brought up about, being in her dark femininity, bringing that up and everything. And when I first heard that, I'm like, what is she talking about? I never heard about that before. And so I looked it up and just like really get into a little bit more detail. Still learning, but I got some stuff for you guys. So basically, I'm just gonna give you some basically the traits of a woman that has dark femininity. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now. So here's a few of them. They could be manipulative. They could be egotistical, selfish. They could be codependent, sexually unbalanced, being spiteful, seduced to feel powerful, and that's for the dark femininity. And for the divine femininity, and here are the traits for divine femininity in a woman. They are creative, they are wise, they are nurturing, they are sensual, they can be compassionate. And I feel like with those type of women, you can definitely sounds very, very right material. With the dark femininity, I feel like, these are women who are, I'm not gonna say they might not be religious, but definitely, spiritual, and feel like they need to use their dark femininity to move around the world of, and move around men and so it just got me to like really open my eyes a little bit more. And it's like, we talked about the masculine of the women, but I feel like with this dark femininity that really nobody's really talked about, and really, really opened my mind. And it's like, what? I feel like that needs to be talked about, because I feel like, another thing that a man is not aware of, or with a woman that she might not be self-aware of, not knowing that she might be in her dark femininity, maybe even know what dark femininity is. Just having the self-awareness to look at these, do I fit these traits? And also knows maybe she don't know about divine femininity, or that's being in her divine femininity as well. I feel like there are some women who don't know about divine femininity, and it's really, and I feel like tonight we're really, really gonna chop it up, and I'm gonna pass it to you guys, Ronnie and Hakeem. How do y'all feel about it,
brother? I'm gonna tell you something. I've never even heard of divine or dark femininity. I didn't heard of divine femininity till you said it. I didn't heard of dark femininity to April Mason said it. She said men need dark femininity in their lives. And until now, it had been boggling my mind as I was sipping my good Kool-Aid and eating my watermelon, you know what I mean, and wondering, dark femininity. But I'm masculine. And when I look up dark femininity, it says manipulative, egotistical, selfish, codependent, sexually unbalanced, spiteful, seduces to feel power. That doesn't sound like somebody who's looking for a submissive woman, or a woman who's nurturing, self-reliant, sensual, intuitive, compassionate, and receptive. That doesn't look like something that I'm looking for. So I say weak, milk, toast, butter, crunch, hobosexual males need women with dark femininity. Men who need mothers in their life. Men who are codependent and need somebody a little bit stronger than them. We need that. And this is the reason why you have a lot of Pookie and Ray Rays who get with a lot of women who have self-confidence issues. And let's be honest with you, a lot of the women who have self-confidence issues, some of the big girls and the girls who are not desirable, they have dark femininity. Do y'all agree with me on that one?
Oh, please, Hakeem. She said that again, man, because you're
going
towards it, man. Go ahead.
You know what I mean? Because you know me, I've been out here a long time and I've seen some crazy stuff. So me looking at a lot of the guys who can't get no money and they're with women who are a lot more overweight than them. You know what I mean? You know those 5% body fat dudes who like skinny as a pencil, who are with these massive bell peppers walking around, and she telling them, "Hey, get in the car. Those my clothes you got on. Take them stuff off." I'm like complete humiliation. But these are the people who lack fathers and mothers actually lack fathers in the houses, because fathers will give them a balance of masculine energy. But when you only raised by a mother who had no man in her house herself, she accepts that dark feminine energy in. Now she's the man and the woman. So she needs guidance, which is that for men like me, you, and Ron, who go out there and get it on our own, I don't, you know what I mean? You know, like DJ Funk Flex said, we are not the same. You dudes who deal with those women who put you out on Facebook and Instagram Live. What was that dude who got punched in his face recently on Facebook? And she was pregnant. I just went down there and she was beating him up on live.
Yeah, it was a dude. I don't know where he's from. Yeah, it was a dude. Yeah. Now he's probably asking for a GoFundMe.
He's asking for a GoFundMe. I'm talking about you let a pregnant woman DDT your ass up. That is dark feminine energy, but look at the quality of man he is and look at the quality of woman she is. A lot of these women who want to throw these terms around think that you being, and let's get something straight. Don't confuse dark feminine energy with you being strong and independent. And us as men don't associate combative, unruly woman as being strong and independent. These words do not mean the same. If you're combative and unruly, you're just combative and unruly. That doesn't mean you're strong and independent. You feel me trying to say? So, for me, I look at this stuff and I say, yeah, this is another quagmire. Like, this is something that women want. They want to feel in control. When you know that you being in control is out of your nature, out of order under God's testament and stuff like that. If you have an issue, the way the foundation of life was set, take it up with your maker. That's really it. I don't see the Jewish, the Muslim girls, the Indian women are having an issue with it unless they accept feminine. Oh, I don't want to get dinged by YouTube. The Epidus movement, all the women who accept the Epidus movement, they accept dark feminine energy. And I want to know who's going to lay the pipes down, clean the toilets, sewers, and all that. But you want to be in control and you want men as your slaves. And I ask this question again, I'm going to pass it on you, Ron. I've yet to see a woman raise, and I'm not talking about, because you have the exceptions. You have the exceptions where women have raised strong men without fathers in the home. I've yet to see a percentage base, even in Miami, of guys who was raised without father. I'm talking about a large percentage of good men who was raised without no father, who lack that masculine energy that we're talking about.
Yeah, because the only issue with that, because you gotta understand, so most of the women are raising their children as a way of to kind of attract the hatred they have for their baby fathers and for their fathers. So and not only that, it was kind of funny because I was at dinner one time. It was a group of us. We was having a discussion about men particular roles, and the number one thing I mentioned, I say most women are not raised with their fathers, so they don't even know the whole meaning on how to truly be a woman. Now there's a scenario I always use. I say it always take a man to raise a boy, but it also take a man to show a woman on how to get a husband. So yes, the mother plays a great role in the child's life, especially a woman, especially when it comes to their daughters. But the problem is at a certain point, a mother ends up being jealous of her daughter. Depends on how she end up becoming or how she looks, because women tend to have low self-esteem about themselves as they get older because they feel like they have lost their attraction. And that's another part of their ego, their dark femininity, because the dark femininity comes in and say, hey, you're not good enough. Look, somebody's looking at your daughter looks better than you. So they end up being competition to their own daughter.
Oh, funny segue into that. That's a good thing. And Pink Book Lessons had a good video she put out earlier today. I don't know if you watched that, Jordan, where she was showing how the toxicness single mothers go against with their daughters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they actually in
Yeah.
competition with their daughters. At first I didn't agree with it, but studies already been done, and also it's been videoed, and also has been showing time and time again. Mothers are literally jealous of their own daughters. And then not only that, it was recent. I don't know if you saw it. It was a guy from Florida, from Jacksonville, Florida. He married his the guy the girl the lady he was dating. He ended up marrying her daughter.
That was in Fort Pierce.
Oh, Fort Pierce.
Yeah,
Excuse me,
yeah.
Fort Pierce.
Hucklebuck.
Yeah, I was saying, look,
Mike Hucklebuck.
That's what I was trying to tell you. And he married her, and he said the number one trick, the reason why he married her, because he said she has that feminine traits. She wasn't masculine. He said it. He said she wasn't masculine. Like, she's listening to me. She every time I'm trying to feed into her, she feed into me. She take my every word. We not combative. We not fighting against each other.
Now, mind you, here's the funny thing is that situation was a little bit peculiar, but the crazy thing about it, a lot of people was in an uproar about that because she's 18, he's 50. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. But younger women are easy to be coached. Remember we talk about that all
they
the time?
are easy to be coached, but I want to. There's a and I've seen videos about her. She's very feminine, very respectful, very. I could see how she bows down to him. But here's the thing about that. You could tell at her age, she accepts divine femininity because I seen how she was compassionate, resilient to her husband. I see how she was holding on to him, rubbing his back. When you see a woman do that, you know that. But here's the funny thing about that. A lot of people had an issue with that because they say that man was 50, she's 18. How many white dudes are out here marrying 18-year-olds and nobody say nothing about it?
Yeah. Because remember in the black community, they want men to die alone. That's what they want. They want men to be old.
Not only that, no, they want men to marry they want men to marry either their age or up with women who, because we all know the statistics here are staggering for us. The amount of single women in the black community with kids is overwhelming. You feel me? So older women have an issue with age gap dating when men go after younger women. And this is why a lot of black men don't date young. You know what I'm trying to say? Unless they meet somebody out their race and they do that. But because, you know what I'm saying? We know a lot of these young women come here they're not spoiled depending on what background you come from. But I wanted to put out that point is in any other race but ours, we have an issue with age gap dating. In any other race but ours, and she has it with age gap dating. And that young girl showed as feminine as she was. People were saying that she was this. I've known Arab men, or I've heard of Arab men who in certain countries, these girls get married off at 18, 19, 21. Because they say this is just the way it is. But here, since the women here are more like the men. They set the rules. No, you can't date my daughter. And they're telling women to live your life and get married at 30. By the time you're 30, no man wants you. A lot of you women who go get the BBLs with the snatchback and stuff, that they say, hey, live your life, run through a lot of, get on the carousel, do what you want. And then by 30, 31, have you, like, what man going to want you after you've been used like that?
Because mama, you gotta understand something too. Women, that's what I keep saying. Women have never been taught, and that's why now, like, one of the things, I want to be able to do is be able, and I think this platform as well, is be able to teach men to be able to coach the girl you're dating to be suitable to be your wife. Most women are not taught to be wives. They taught to be workers in the field, working in their career, working in their education. But the number one thing they never teach them is how to be workers, how to be a worker on being a wife. Women are, not only that, especially in our community, a black woman are, I'm being real with you now. A lot of black women now are having businesses. A lot of black women are more educated than the black man. But the number one thing they have an issue with is getting a husband. Why is that? Because they never taught on how to be a wife, how to be feminine. They taught to be dark feminine. That's what they're taught. Be the opposite of who you are, who God created, which is divine femininity. Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, Roddy, I'm gonna agree and I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna agree, but I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna disagree. And here he goes. To me, I feel like you need dark femininity in the world. I really do. Because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I agree with you what you said, but I'm gonna disagree with what you said. There's a lot more women than men in this world. A lot of women is not going to get married.
Facts.
They're not.
Facts.
They're not. I'm sorry, And the thing is about it is that there are women who I feel like you to me you need a dark. I feel like you need a balance in this world, and I feel like there are, and it's been like that for thousands of years of dark femininity. Going back, just going back to whorehouses, back in the day, all that type of stuff. Prostitution, how it's still going, all that type of stuff, because it could be a business as well.
But the only thing, didn't mean to cut you off, but the only thing I counterattack that. But how come in the 1940s, especially in the black community, they were married at 80% rate, even though it was more women than men at that time. So it doesn't beat the argument. Husband was married at an 80% rate. I'm talking about black marriage.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Go ahead.
There was a lot more defined femininity at the time.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's my thing. That's what I'm talking about. Divine femininity. Now what's being preached in this this day and age, and that's just fact. That's being preached. They don't want us to get married. Because when we're married, it benefits the community. When we marry, it benefits the household. When we marry, it benefits the income. That's a fact.
Yeah, absolutely. No, but I hear what you go ahead, King.
No, because I wanted you to elaborate on the specifics of where you think we need dark feminine energy in, and what place in a man's life as far as comparable to a woman. Because I get where he's coming from, but I want you to finish your point on it.
So going back to it, I feel like, how can I say this? I agree with, like I said, this is why I'm gonna go with Ronnie's agreement. I'm gonna maybe go back to the defined femininity. This is why I'm gonna agree with Ronnie on that. I feel like, we, like I said, for women that need to be defined feminine, we need that, those are more capable to be wives and everything. And I feel like, the dark femininity is overpowering that, with, how single mothers, how they're being selfish, how they're raising their kids and everything. It's just like, I feel like that's definitely overwhelming of dark femininity is overwhelming the divine feminine energy and everything. But when I'm trying to, but going back to the disagreement, I'm just trying to find a balance. I'm just trying to really think. I feel like, how can I say this?
Go in.
No, I'm trying to. Yeah, I am. I'm just trying to figure it out. I feel like for a man who just to be self-aware of knowing the traits of dark femininity. If if I'm gonna mess with this woman's dark femininity, I'm just going to mess with her. I'm not going to marry her unless she sees you, you know, being. Let's say you, like I say, you're a Christian and you're a man of God, and she wants, and she's a dark feminine woman. But she sees you that you have that you're the man of God. You have a position. You know you have structure in your life, and I feel like when it can happen sometimes. I mean, I want to look at more to it, but I feel like there are sometimes women need structure of being in the divine feminine energy by, you know, going to a religion and learning these traits to be wise and trying not to go back into her dark femininity and learn about being in her divine femininity. And for me, I just feel like Ronnie, like you need. I feel like you need a balance. You need. I feel like you need the divine. Of course, we know more divine femininity. But I feel like, actually, you know what? I feel like it's like I'll give it a 60, 40, or 70, 30 of why we need our dark femininity in this world, because I feel like there's a balance you need on that.
But the whole thing, my thing is, you're right though. I get your argument. I'm not disagreeing with your argument.
Yeah.
There's something called the law of polarity. You need a right, you need a left. You need
Facts. I was thinking.
So he make a good point.
He does. I was thinking the same thing. The law of polarity. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm speaking on the law of polarity. This is what I'm saying, because God created everything to be just and just the way it is. But to be peace on earth, you need things to be in the divine state. That's just a fact. You need things to be in the divine state. When things not in the divine state, you have chaos. When women are getting, like for example, when women are having kids, not being married, or they choose not to be with that significant other, or to be with that baby daughter, they create all these niggas, meaning they create an emotional man. When you create an emotional man, crime rate go up. When you create an emotional man, chaos start happening. When you create an emotional man, things are being taken out of the community. Things are becoming unbalanced. That's why I say you need a divine femininity, and that's why I preach and I'm an advocate for divine femininity, because I see in the 1950s, in the 1960s, they was able to do that, and you seen our community was in a higher rate than what it is today. That's my only issue, because all the women was in the divine femininity, and not only that, the women understand their role. They understand the man got to go to work. He brings home the bacon. The woman cook it, feeds the kids, feeds the husband first, then feeds the kids. Then that generation keep on that same trait, keep on that same trait. And mind you, during that time, most of the time, the women and the men learned that from the church. That principle.
But the thing about this, but the thing is, Rodney, a lot of people don't really believe in religion no more.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
No, you're right. You're 100% right.
And the thing is, you know, and like I said, a lot of people is not gonna be in religions. A lot of people is not gonna believe in different religions and everything. And that's why I feel like, you know, and that's their choice, you know. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. What I'm trying to say is, like I said, we want to try to talk to people that wants to have structure, who wants to get married, who's in a religion, you know, who wants to do these things. Women who wants to be in the divine femininity.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
and everything. That's true. And that's what I'm trying to say. There should be a balance of that, because there are some people, men or women, who's not gonna be religious and everything. They want to be in a spiritual way. You know,
brother, it's a great thing we having this enlightening conversation. Finish what you were saying. I'm gonna comment right behind you.
Yeah. So, and I want to add on to about, you know, a woman being her divine and her dark femininity. And I feel like if we try to play both sides, you know, that's, to me, you're being a chameleon. And I feel like you cannot play both sides. You have to choose being divine, or if you want to stay your dark feminities or being your spirituality, you gotta do that too. I feel like you can't play two parts. Yeah. Because I feel like you know,
good point.
Those type of women you can probably mess with, but you can't marry, because for a man, you want more than who's in 100% divine femininity. You don't want somebody who's in a dark femininity, who's being it, not playing it 30 or 40, being 50-50 with it. And I feel like for a woman, you got to choose. You can't be both. You got to choose.
Good point. That's fact. That's fine.
Yeah, and I feel like either like like a second or third podcast, Ronnie was talking about. I mean, Ronnie was talking about how cute like a chameleon. How, we can't see that by looking at these traits of dark femininity and divine femininity. If they pay 50-50 or 60-40 or something like that, and they women really can't choose, because I feel like they like both. You can't mess with no women because they can't choose. That's they being chaotic.
Man, you going in?
You going in? You going in?
Can't do that.
Man, no, that's facts. That's facts. No, it's fact. No, that was it. I kind of agree with your talking point. That was it. You make a great point, and just to have balance, of course, you need that balance. And I agree. Women should choose one or the other. They shouldn't have both.
Yeah.
But the problem with society, but my thing with today's society, they pushing more dark femininity than divine. That's my only thing. That's what they push. They want women to be this way, and by them allowing women to be this way, you see it. Women are gaining weight on a massive scale. Women that have a lot of health issues. Women that are having a lot of struggle with even coming at home. Even when they do have a significant other, they coming at home and they dominating the man. Hakeem was talking about that earlier. How they literally dominating the man. Like the girl was literally, she's pregnant. Why you slapping up a dude on live?
That shit crazy. But
that's crazy. Go ahead.
The funny thing I wanted to say, I like the point that you brought this conversation, because it did make me, as I was talking, I was sitting back and understand. Yeah, you have a good point where dark feminine energy can be helpful in certain points, and a woman should be able to turn it off and on when she can, known when it's the right place and the right time to be in action, when a man might need you to be in a certain position. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't want a woman so submissive that another man can tell her what to do. You feel what I'm trying to say? That you're so in your femininity, you should be feminine, but you also need to be understanding that you're not going to let nobody play with you. And that femininity is only allowed for one person. You know what I mean? So I do understand that. And I wouldn't want no happy-go-lucky chick 24 hours of the day either. I ain't gonna. That shit wouldn't, you know what I mean?
You say you want, but you say you won't like a woman be happy on her feet all the time?
No. Happy-go-lucky mean like passive. Like, I need you to be divine femininity with me. You feel me? You have to. I need you to be feminine when you out on the street, but not to the point where it's where you can't be firm and stern to other people. Because you got some women who are so laxed about things that any man can tell them what to do.
True.
But I can't, and that's where it's supposed to be anyway.
No, not any man. You supposed to be feminine with one man. You feminine.
But I agree with you. They're supposed to be feminine one man, but they doing it anyway when they working for their employers, which is a man.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Meaning, I'm agreeing with Hakeem. They know how to turn it on and they know how to turn it off, but they choose not to turn it on to their significant other. They rather turn it on to another man. And that's I think one time when we had Jabari on, we were talking about that, how a lot of women, they know how to turn on their femininity. You can see it when they're working with their employers. I see it all the time. Especially where I'm working at, with the job I'm working at, I can see them literally turn it on. Like, they be like, yes, sir, this and that. And then I'll be like, okay. But soon they get home, they call the man, F you, and this and that. I'll be like, wait, what's going on here?
Ronnie, that's a chameleon right there. You can't mess with those.
No, you can't.
But most men, Jordan, let's keep it real. To be real, most men love those women. Meaning they don't love that personality, but they love the woman because the women do bring something to the table. Meaning she might be educated or she's working. Something that she's bringing to the table. That's why the men are with them.
And that's the problem. If you with a woman for anything that you can't handle yourself, don't get me wrong, her stuff has to be an added plus, not that it's a necessity. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, she's gonna come in here and put her weight in too, but if you with her for that sole reason and not for her to be your helpmate and your support system, something's an issue with that man.
I know what it is.
Yeah, it's something lacking. Go ahead, Jordan. Yeah.
Well, this I want to talk to the men about, and I'm gonna get on all you men. I think you guys need to have a tolerance level.
Yes.
Meaning, like, if it's something that's making you unhappy, do not tolerate that. If it don't give in.
Right.
If you see it is not right, and you see it's not right, and it feels some type of way that you're not cool with, you don't tolerate that. And I feel like especially in our Black men, we have a low tolerance level, and we need to build that up. And it starts with being and it starts about, and I preach this, I keep preaching of being leaders of men. We need a lot more leaders of men of knowing you gotta have a tolerance level. If you have a tolerance level in your house, women, I'll tell you, a woman loves when a man he has a certain tolerance level, because he sees like, oh my God, she sees that a part of being a leadership.
Facts.
And that's why my when my wife, I have like a tolerance level, in the household. There's something I'll be okay with, and my wife knows there's something I don't like. I don't play around. Maybe I don't like that something that she do, and she thinks about it too. Not just this thing of this, and she thinks about it just like that's being disrespectful, not just from a man. That's just disrespectful in the Lewis name. Period. I'm not going to do that. So
preach.
But
Boy,
come
yeah,
on.
preach,
But we
boy.
that's like the key. I feel like we need a Black men in general. You need a tolerance level.
But the problem is,
Mm.
most men are afraid of loss. That's why they don't
Mm.
create a tolerance level. They are afraid to lose.
Mhm.
That's the biggest thing. Remember, that's the biggest thing when it comes to ego. Because our egos be so damn big, we sometimes we be like, screw it. I'd rather deal with this person for the long haul.
Hey,
And that's when we fail.
And Jordan, it's not only that. Let's really talk about something serious. Jordan, to be honest, why a lot of these guys don't have tolerance level. The women that they got, they didn't know they got the girl. And if they did lose them, some of these guys have an issue of they think they can't find nobody else.
Preach.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
That's a big fact. And like I said, man, the world's your oyster, yo. It's like I want to know like who's telling these men that it's like y'all can't find nothing else.
I can show you some YouTube channels. I can show you books. I can show you movies. It's a lot of stuff that we've been fed to as children.
Basically,
we grow up think that's how life goes, and that's not how life.
If you don't have enough money, if you're not a good job, if you don't look like Pookie and Ray Ray, if you don't got a six pack,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
So basically, it's really the TLC. I don't want no scrub.
Pretty much.
Basically,
got you.
Because the scrub are the one getting all the women. But go ahead.
Look at this. Look at this though. When we talking about a tolerance level, look at all the. I don't want to use this term, but let's really think about it. Look at all the regular guys that women consider Steve Urkel, or women consider Jamal, Keith, and Enrique. The guys that don't get hollered at. You feel me? These are not Twan, Larice, and or Mike or Man. These are not the girl. You know what I mean? Because they're going after them. So a lot of these guys, the first piece of thing they're getting, they don't know how to have that tolerance level. You know what I'm trying to say? And usually the women that are getting them usually are more masculine, and they have an abundant supply of dark energy. So they're running these guys, and these guys are too scared to leave them and allowing these women to emasculate them. You feel what I'm trying to say? Emasculate them. So anything goes. Anything, yeah. You know what I mean?
No, but I would say Jordan says the truth, Hakeem. You got to pick one or the other. And the same thing go for men. It's either going to be masculine or feminine. You got to pick one or the other. If you be feminine, you're going to get a masculine woman. Mm-hmm. If you're going to be masculine, you're going to get a feminine woman. That's how the law of polarity works. That's when Jordan said that. It do make sense. You got to pick one or the other. Which one you want to do, Hakeem? Hakeem, I know you're very masculine. But I'm just saying, most men don't even know what a masculine is. They don't even know what a man is.
No, not one bit. Ain't no.
So they walking around here being feminine. That's why they keep getting these masculine women. It used to happen to me too. I'd be like, why I keep getting these strong? I mean, Hakeem, it be women that you be like, yo, you talk and walk like a dude, and they women, they walk and talk because I was so feminine. But then when I start changing who I was and say, wait a minute, I'm in the wrong position. I'm supposed to be in the masculine. She's supposed to be in the feminine, and I'm supposed to be a freaking man. Now when I talk to women or I see women, having them be now feminine, they be like, yes, sir.
It's crazy, but we're gonna steady we're gonna steady be in these conflicts, because the thing is, it's a constant battle between us and them and energy, and what is that, and which left some people are gonna get hurt. You know what I'm saying?
But I ain't gonna lie, you sound like you're very concerned.
I am concerned because you want to know why? I fight for the regular guy. I fight for Jean Baptiste at Walmart and Jamal at Dollar Tree.
You know, my friend, they'd be like, why do you always come over to the Walmart? They're like, man, you really must hate Walmart.
No, I don't hate Walmart. I'm telling you how much a woman despises a man at Walmart. Tell me if I'm lying.
Yeah.
She do.
No girl is hollering at no dude at Walmart, especially a guy that's over 35. She's clowning you. She's looking at you as you walk up like, what? Is you? But here's the funny thing is, Pookie and Ray Ray, who's in a rented foreign, who don't have a high school diploma, is able to holler, but not the one who work at Walmart. Does that make sense?
Nope.
It makes no sense. It's like the women. It's like a man who's been working at Walmart at what, 12, 13, 14 years, he showed consistency of maintaining his lifestyle. No Pookies and Ray Ray, they don't maintain their lifestyles.
No.
Come on now. Really? Oh,
No, think about that. That's why I say, when I bring that up because you want to know why women are so hypocritical. A lot of these girls who are regular are in a fantasy world thinking they're gonna get somebody that's a baller.
Yeah. That's what they're thinking, and that's when, that when reality hits, they ain't gonna get that baller. They're gonna actually end up with a dude like Walmart, like Hakeem always preach.
Yeah,
that's when they get upset.
Listen, amongst our friends, how many people do we know have a real corporate job that makes over 80 grand, 80 to 100 grand? I don't know nobody either. And mind you, if we go down a list in Miami, it's rarely we ever meet anybody that makes over 100 grand here in Miami.
I would say it's only 10%. That's why I'll be like, that's why every time when I hear guys going like on the camera, some of your platform, like, yo, I'll make 100 grand a year. I'm like, bro, the numbers doesn't make sense. Everybody in the world ain't making 100 grand.
No.
A year.
So that's why I say they need to stay away with that high value conversation. Because
no, it's not high value, Hakeem. It's high earner. You get what I'm saying? And I learned that. I'm not gonna lie. I learned that from April Mason. Shout out to her. I'm not gonna lie. I know right now a lot of people having beef with her, whatever the case may be. But one thing she did, when she brought down that definition, it really makes sense. Because I used to get confused too. Because when he used to say high value, my mom would be like, okay, he's talking about a man with money and this and that. But then when she broke it down, she was like, no, you want a high earning man, a man that's making six figure, doesn't mean he have high value. You could be a high earning man, you can make all this money, doesn't mean you have high value. You, me, and Jordan on this platform right now, we are high value men because we have standards.
Yeah.
We have value within ourselves. We don't have, now, don't get me wrong, we working towards getting the bag, but the bag don't define us. See, the high earners, the bag define them. That's the difference. She broke it down, and I'm like, wow. When she broke that down, it really changed my whole perspective. And that's one way, shout out to Kevin Sam. I'm not bashing him or anything, but I'm saying every time he talks, he's not talking about a regular guy. He's talking about a high earner guy. That's what he's looking for.
Because that's what these women want, and that's why Kevin.
That's what I say, a high earner. They don't want a high guy. They want a high earner. Guy that's making $100K a year.
That is,
but to me, $100K a year is good.
No. See, but to be honest, that's good money, bro. We are regular people. Honestly, that's over. Like, a lot of people are not making 60,000, bro. A bunch of people in America barely make 30 grand. And
I was trying to tell you the statistics. I think the statistics is solid. I would say a lot of men ain't making 100 grand a year. Now, when it comes to a city like Miami, we all know Miami is known for the scammers. That's why I was like, when you say a guy with the maid badge, my mind first thing like he's scamming or he's doing something illegal. That's why I don't really take it personal. Now, when I'm in the Coral Gables area, when I see older guys, most of the guys I see with a family or a Ferrari, Hakeem, they be like 60, 70 years old.
Yeah,
they
be
old.
They do be, because a lot of people don't understand wealth. People don't start accumulating wealth till after they hit 50. Most men don't really start to get their stuff together to after 40.
Right.
Sometimes you hit a good job, and until that, you might get into a good, depending on what area of the country you live in, and then you stay in that job and you take it you take that job to the next 20 or 30 years.
That's facts.
You get what I'm trying to say? So a lot of these people don't understand that they don't get that terminology. So you know,
and this is another one I came out hearing too, enjoying. This is another one I'm hearing now too. What's going on the YouTube platform and everything? A lot of women now saying, "I'm not going to submit to a man unless he's making $100K a year. I'm not being feminine with that man."
Okay, then if she wants to do that, then I have every right to pee in your mouth, bro.
I'm keeping it real with you.
Listen, when you come here for money. And money is your only thing. You're not judging me by the character. Then I should be able to do the most disgusting thing that I please to do with you because you only here for a check. Now, women who are looking for good men, father figures, because let me tell you something that I know. A man who loves his woman is going to get up every single day and go get the bag. Am I wrong? A man who cares about his wife and his kids is not going to cheat on her, not going to beat her butt. He's going to make sure he's going to work 2-3 jobs, cut yards to make sure she is taken care of. But if you come here looking for a bag, I want to be able to pee in your mouth and sodomize you at any given moment in time. I might even want to get even to the point and defecate on your stomach if you're here for the bag. Because you want to know what? I don't mind giving it to you, baby. You want the bag? You want a couple dollars? You want to lay on your stomach and let me defecate on your stomach.
Wow. That's real though. Real talk.
Because that's what they're doing to them girls in Dubai. The married book, they're doing all sorts of manner of stuff I don't even want to talk about allegedly, because I don't know. I hear these talks in certain Reddit forums. Come on, man.
No. It's true. It happened in certain areas in the country, in our country as well, like in Miami, Los Angeles. Oh, and there were because I'm not going to say the story, but I saw something. There was one night that I was heading to work. I was heading to work, and then I picked up somebody. This was like a ride share. And before I was heading to work, we picked up somebody, and me and the driver, we was like looking at each other, like, what the hell's going on? Cause we was like in a high earner area. I think it was in Miami Shores, and we picked up somebody, and then they dropped them off in a certain area. And I'm like, wow. And me, that Uber driver, we kind of connected dots of what kind of what was that person doing in that house and everything in the high earner areas. And we saw, it was the guy was in the house. It was like I think he looked like a doctor or something like that. So back what Hakeem was saying with these high earners, they be doing some freaky, foul shit, yo. And it's
that's what they're paying for.
That's it, yeah.
Let's
talk about it.
If that's what you want, you got to pay the price.
You got to pay the price.
Women don't want that. The women want a man. They want the high earner to be this masculine guy, but this high earner ain't a masculine guy. He's just paying for. He's paying for what he's gonna get.
Basically,
and he paying for the best quality at hand.
Basically, so if you're on that level where you want from men, where you're looking for that, and you're in your dark feminine energy, being manipulative, wanting money, then you got to expect what's come with it.
Yeah.
A lot of these girls get with these guys with money. Most of them get cheated on. I've yet to see a woman talk very highly. With the only thing they're able to enjoy is the benefit of having security, of having a place to stay, and a couple material bags that goes out of style after a couple years.
Yeah, but no, most of those women, they end up cheating on those men anyway. It's just the men don't know about it because they still want the benefit of that man. They cheat over like a guy like you or Jordan or me. They'll cheat on us. They'll be with us, but still be with a high earner because the high earner is just giving them security, what they want.
Oh my God! Listen, and I'm gonna make you laugh. And I don't know if y'all boys been keeping up. 50-year-old Erykah Badu is dating a 27-year-old.
You see?
Hey, and did she marry somebody that was younger?
Young guy.
Yep. She married somebody that was younger than her.
No, because young man is. Remember, it's the same way with young women. It's easier to coach them.
But listen here. But in their heyday, why didn't they get them about high value men? Especially Trina. She had Weezy, Birdman. She had all these guys with big money. Why nobody put a ring on it?
Because
those men you can't control. That's the thing. Those men you can't control. Those type of women want some form of control. You spoke about that earlier.
That goes to the line of using their dark feminine energy, which you can't marry.
100%. And
We're
back to that. We're back to that. You know what I mean? Like now they're fully in their dark feminine energy. You have grown women who are practically about to be grandmothers.
Yep.
Especially Erykah Badu. Her kid's over 18. I think her son is probably she's dating somebody that could be her son age.
But that's what happens. That's what happened with society when man is not supposed to be doing what he's supposed to be doing.
I'm like, Lord,
in reverse, because remember back in the days, man would do that. Now everything's in reverse. Now women are doing it to men.
But you want to know something? It's understandable that men can do that because as we get older, we increase in money, status, and reputation. So the thing about it is, they even recommend men to date younger to have seeds to take over the next plot.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But here's the thing: this is a 27-year-old. What baby he gonna get up out of her? Same thing with money.
She got kids. She ain't looking for kids. She's just looking for a good time.
Listen, a lot of women don't understand. When we say you hit the wall, that means that your womb is unoperable after that.
Yeah, the period dried up.
You know what I mean? After you hit the wall, like, and I was telling somebody this every day. Real men with real money and men who want to be with women, it's all about if you're not able to. I'm sorry to say this, but women need to understand this. And this might get me in a little bit of trouble, but let's be honest about it. This is an untold thing nobody wants to talk about. Ladies, if you're not able to have kids, or if you hit the wall where you can't have kids, you excluded yourself from a whole group of people, even older men with money. Older men with money who already have kids and want to start all over, they still want to have more kids. And a lot of people a lot of people say I'm lying about it. But
facts.
Listen, there's a statistic where they say that most billionaires have over 3 to 4 to 5 kids. 3 to 5 kids, 23% of them. Look at Donald Trump for an example. He has kids from 3 sets of women.
Facts.
You feel what I'm trying to say? Even the new girl he went at, his young son just turned 11 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
When you get so and she's younger than him, and he's 70. He's 70.
It makes
sense. Jeff Bezos, he has 4 kids. He has 3 sons and 1 daughter.
Didn't Elon Musk just had a new baby?
Yep. Think so.
And listen, prior before that, he had 5 sons. He had 5 kids with his first girl. What? Like, this is what I'm saying. These women don't understand. It's like, you want this, but you'll tell a broke dude, oh, I ain't trying to have no kid no more. I'm it. That's it for me.
No, because remember, a broke dude don't have the financial need to maintain a kid, because each kid, I think it accumulates, I think, up to $1,000. So if you have 5 kids, that's $5 band a month.
That stuff make me sick in my stomach.
So that's why women are really thinking from in some ways they are thinking from a larger percentage, because they know this poor guy don't make enough. And I know you might say, but Ronnie, it doesn't make sense because they still having kids with the Pookie and Ray Rays.
Oh yeah.
When they using the Pookie and Ray Ray, remember at the end of the day, we always talk about that. They trying to get a check. It's either from the Pookies or the Ray Rays, or they from the government. Either or, they try to get back. Listen,
we not seeing these effects yet, but when me, you, and Jordan revisit this topic 10 years from now, I'm gonna have a bottle of yak here laughing. So, because we're gonna review and see the bastard babies that are running around here and the tears of women who say they messed up and they wish they could.
It's happening now. I can't even say now. It's happening now, but it's happening now. This pandemic, and we're still in the pandemic, has shown us that women have lost their ways. Women are now trying to shack up with other women to make ends meet. Women right now are on the street in California.
I see that. I heard about that. And Jordan, you
are getting kicked out of their apartment because they can't afford it. It's happening now. Women in Atlanta, one woman in Atlanta was crying because she was sleeping in her car and say, I lost my Section 8 home.
But you don't need a man, right?
My point exactly.
Can you go out there in Creek and lay down asphalt?
Women, Mama Hakeem, we've been talking about polygamy. It's gonna come to a point where women like, you know what? I don't care if we got another woman. I just want to make sure because if you have a house, you're gonna be the richest man in the land.
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of people are not gonna be afford houses. We're coming
if they
to
find
that
out you got a house joint in LA, or me and Hakeem got a house in Miami, they're gonna think we some big man.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. But hey, ladies, if you want to survive, get out that dark feminine energy. Come back to the divine side. You know what I mean? If you're willing to be a sister wives to the rest of them, because me, Jordan, and Ron, we work 2-3 jobs. We're the definition of Jamaicans here.
Yes, sir.
We ain't even playing with you. So I'm just saying it's a constant thing, and hopefully this divine feminine energy versus dark femininity, that we can get to a point where we can start to understand what's going on with that. You feel me? You know what I mean? Hopefully we can figure it out, because you want to know something? I do want more and more people to get married, because I think that, you know what I mean, the Black community is a myth without marriage.
I think so too. I think marriage, to be honest, more made for the Black community than before, because you see, like every other culture are married and they okay, good, but it's something about a Black marriage. I don't know, like it becomes very impactful, because in the 1940s and the 50s, even when they were dealing with the Great Depression, they were still winning because they was married.
No, 100. But here's the thing.
That was
you're right.
crazy.
You don't have a community without marriage. You can't raise kids you can't raise kids and say they're part of a community when there's not a mother and father.
I know you kind of agree. I know we be saying our situation when it comes to single mothers, but at some point, I'm not gonna lie, if a man can't find somebody, if you see a single mother there and you see she's being submissive, man, you need to take that woman.
No, you're right. We're
take
not
that
gonna
woman and
listen.
Do what you gotta do. Raise your own family. Take that woman.
We're gonna have that. But here's the thing: I would not tell a man to take a single mom if she's not willing to give him kids. If she's not willing to give him kids, and she has to understand that he needs an heir to reproduce for himself.
Facts. No, I agree with you.
If she's not going to agree with that, move on to the next one. And that woman has to at least give you 2 minimum. If you can't get 2 minimum out of her, brother, keep it moving.
Or if she tell you, give you another woman to have kids with, take her in and give you another woman to have kids with. Either or.
That's it. Because let me tell you something. We're getting into the roommate era right now. Am I wrong?
That's what I was talking about earlier. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what's happening.
Absolutely. Especially Miami, LA, these big cities.
Yeah.
It's becoming very expensive.
Listen.
I keep telling you, people are like, yo, I'm willing to do whatever. I'm willing to. The women are humbling themselves and say, hey, I'm over there with you, whatever you want me to do. Because if not, they're going to be on the street.
They will be on the street. And listen here, because they know without a man, survival is futile. I'm not saying you ain't going to be able to survive, but you ain't going to thrive without a man. Because let me tell you something. Us men, we'll dig holes down to China to make sure we're straight.
Because it's strange. For some reason, men know how to survive. Literally. We can survive. We can survive on pinto beans.
Bro, let me tell you something. Do that. I seen it. I know it's in us when I see men who are homeless carrying bags, and then I notice 3 months later I see them hopping out the bus going to work.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. I've seen it happen. I've seen men make something out of nothing. A woman homeless, she is in danger.
Preach.
You talking about rape. You talking about muscle. If you got food, cars, especially if you homeless with some kids, men don't care if you got them cubs you got your cubs in the car.
Preach.
Yeah, preach, yeah, man. Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Telling them to get that stick out your butt. Get that stick out your butt, man. And let's get back here and start building this community that we're dreaming of. Let's start getting a lot of you girls married. Stop using your degree as a focal point to think that you're gonna get married, because you're gonna end up alone. And stop saying that, oh, don't worry, I'll just go get me a woman like that. That's gonna make us that's gonna make us mad. You still gonna need us at the end of the day. Yeah. That's all, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it's on y'all. You know what I mean? And that's really it, man. Any points before we get up out of here?
No, to me, I'm not gonna lie. I love this topic. This topic was much needed topic. Kudos to Jordan once again dropping gems. Another topic, but this was much needed. I think this one right here, a lot of people want to tune into, because this is something like we all can learn from, man and woman. Because this was, I'm not gonna lie, this to me, I think this is one impactful topic. I'm actually learning while you guys was talking. I'm learning and I'm learning something new. And it's great to learn something new about who you are as a man and your whole divine purpose on this earth is to make sure a woman is living her divine femininity. That's all I gotta say.
Facts.
Well, for me is piggyback what Ronnie is saying. It's like I'm still learning about it too, and just to just keep preaching, to our to the men and the women, especially in our community of divine femininity and the dark femininity. Because I feel like a lot of our black men, I feel like we really don't know, and and this is something I think we definitely need to learn. To help us out in our community as well. That's all I got.
Hakeem, you done?
Hey, I'm done, man. Hey, ladies, come home, please. Come on. The door's open. The door's open. Just put on the apron and go in the kitchen.
You already know. That being said, I go to radio.
We out. Peace. Man, I just appreciate y'all just listening. Stay tuned for the next episode.